Billions of dollars in Bitcoin short positions are about to get liquidated if Bitcoin pushes a little bit higher. So on today's video, I will be discussing the most important patterns that are currently getting created on the imminent short term, this Bitcoin exponential drop-off and when it will be ending, and many more important charts we need to discuss on today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap on that like button back above 1,000 likes on today's update video. That will be absolutely incredible. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content, because first of all, I have been saying this for a very long time, guys, that we were going to be getting this crash, and right now finally Bitcoin is becoming at the end stage of the crash, in my opinion. Because if I am going to be inverting the Bitcoin price action, you can clearly see that we're currently in somewhat of an exponential rally towards the upside, and of course if we turn it around, we can clearly see it's an exponential move towards the downside. And usually the exponential moves, they tend to be stopping once we've seen the most fastest correction towards the downside, and so far I believe that this was a pretty fast move towards the downside. And what I would right now say here is that as soon as Bitcoin breaks above this resistance right here, sitting around $40,000 on the 4-hourly time frame, when we see a clear break above that level, then I would say, okay, right now the drop-off could be ending and we could start to see that recovery. And what kind of recovery are we looking at? In my opinion, it's going to be one like back very quickly to $42,000, consolidate, and then we are going to be seeing what is going to be happening next for Bitcoin. So in the imminent short term right now here, we can currently see that Bitcoin is creating somewhat of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. We can clearly see that we're creating a left shoulder right here, creating a big head here in the middle, and potentially right now we're creating that right shoulder. So Bitcoin is creating a head and shoulders pattern, and this pattern is clearly going to be breaking out once we do see that confirmed break above 40.2k. So that is the level we're going to be looking at right now here. If Bitcoin breaks above 40.2k, that is the point where I will be starting to say that then the more exponential move for Bitcoin is going to be starting. And what is the price target for the inverse head and shoulders pattern? It is going to be sitting somewhere around $42,000. What is of course once again also the target of that previous high in the market. So honestly, I think that $42,000 is quite a level with a lot of significance, and I will be talking a little bit more about this level later in the video, so make sure to stick in the video because I've got some very important charts. So like I've been saying ever since we were trading here on $48,000, Bitcoin is probably going to be going down, and of course while we were going down, my expectation was that we're going to be bottoming somewhere around $39,000. I mean, so far we've seen a strong reaction on Bitcoin around the $39,000 level, but of course I do understand that, of course, if we were to be confirming the bottom right now here, we just have to see a little bit more of a bigger pushback towards the upside. But personally, I think that could be a very likely scenario, and why that is of course, first of all, no one is expecting this, because clearly everyone is shorting this move towards the upside, that we're getting this small bounce back towards the upside. And there is a massive amount of Bitcoin short liquidations piling up above us again here. And that is generally speaking a very bullish thing for the market, because yeah, if everyone is shorting Bitcoin on the move towards the downside, we're probably going to take out the liquidity before potentially going lower. So I mean, honestly, I think that Bitcoin indeed could go lower, but first I will be expecting a move up to $42,000 before potentially having another move down here. And why $42,000 is because the majority of the liquidity is laying around $42,000. So I think we're first going to be seeing a small little push towards the upside before potentially going even lower, or before potentially going even higher. But for me to say what is going to be happening at that point, I will be doing that around. But for me to say what is going to be happening after that will be only at the point once we're going to be reaching it, because then I can do some new analysis, I can see where liquidity is building up, etc, etc. So I can't tell you yet what is going to be happening after, but that is why you need to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date about all these things here on the market. So this move towards the downside, ever since $48,000, guys, I flip bearish, and this is literally the point that I'm starting to flip bullish again here. So don't be fooled, because some people have been bullish all around here and right now just started to become bearish. So that is of course not the strategy to go for. Of course, one of the reasons why we're seeing this bearish price action is that yesterday again we saw a $500 million outflow from Grayscale. It is significantly less compared to yesterday, and unfortunately we don't have the data of iShares BlackRock, but so far we're seeing like an outflow of an approximately $240 million worth of Bitcoin every single day, and maybe BlackRock has even bought some, so total outflow from Bitcoin ETFs is much lower than the real data is currently telling us. But yeah, honestly, it's just a matter of time, because at some point Grayscale has to be stopping to sell their Bitcoin because there are no sellers left here, and at that point the price is once again reflect that, because BlackRock is actually accumulating quite a lot of Bitcoin, because they're currently already owning more than 40,000 Bitcoin, what is in my opinion quite massive. So what are we going to be looking at for the Bitcoin 12-hour time frame? So I mean, honestly, we can clearly see that this level right here, I just pointed out here, is a big level of support for Bitcoin, and currently we're trading below it. So what I could be expecting is that potentially we're going to see a retest of the level and then a rejection. Or if we see a retest and we break above it, that is going to be a bullish thing here. There are just two levels I'm currently approaching here on the 12-hour time frame, and that are these two horizontal levels. And the moment we break above these, that is the point where we will be starting to see that exponential move towards the upside for Bitcoin. And honestly, once we're breaking above both of these levels, then I would be really expecting we're just going to be seeing a larger scale recovery for Bitcoin. And honestly, I said it several times before, I think that the recovery already has started. And like you see, I have been opening up a trade. I'm currently in about, what is it, $1,600 in profit. It is not a lot, but I'm just casually waiting before the profits are going to be rolling in. I've got a strategy. You have to have a strategy as well. So guys, if you want to be trading Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies or whatsoever, make sure to go to the link description of today's video, where you can currently sign up an account to BYBIT. And if you do so, guys, you can currently claim a free $1,000 trade. And all you need to do for that is literally sign up an account using that link below, deposit $100 in your first 7 days, and you could be claiming a free $1,000 trade for only depositing $100 in your account. So this is a massive opportunity we're currently giving out, and this will be ending in 13 days. So make sure to be quick. Only 13 more days before this deposit bonus ends here. And of course, if you can't use KYC on BYBIT, you can also check out bitfinex, where you can trade without KYC, and you will get a 10% cashback on everything you're depositing. Last month we gave more than $200,000 away, and that is just purely by depositing. You're getting a 10% cashback, so an extra 10% where you can trade with. So that's also super valuable if you are interested. It's only valid if you sign up an account using the link below, and the rewards will be deposited at the end of the month, for your information. Further on, we are seeing that Bitcoin is about to be having a bearish crossover here on the daily EMA ribbon. I mean, honestly, every single time the daily EMA tends to be flipping bearish, it is indicating that something bearish is happening in the market, but usually it doesn't necessarily has to tell us more bearishness is going to come, but the sentiment is definitely very bearish at that point. So we have seen it multiple times in the past. So if we're going to be once again having a bearish crossover, it would in general mean that we're going to be having some more suppressed price action, what is of course a little bit more bearish. And I mean, so far on the daily time frame, we can clearly see that this level, the green line I've been pointing out, has been so far holding us up quite well here. But of course, if this green line weren't to be holding us up here, the next big support is going to be $38,000 flat. And of course, we've seen that Bitcoin broke the upper sloping support line, and ever since that happened, and I called it, we have seen this move towards the downside. So in 78 days from now on, we're going to be having the next Bitcoin halving, so make sure to prepare for that as well, because basically I think that after the Bitcoin halving, that is the point where the big bull run is going to be starting to be happening. So this is really the time to be preparing yourself and benefiting from the lower prices, and that is personally also what I'm currently doing. So if Bitcoin were to be seeing another gigantic move towards the downside, I would honestly take this as a gift and not necessarily as a bad thing here. So, I mean, right now we've seen that Bitcoin is indeed coming down significantly. We're breaking somewhat outside of the consolidation range we've been trading in for quite a long time here, to be exact, for more than 56 days. And honestly, it is an opportunity that Bitcoin is going lower again, because you are also able to be buying Bitcoin at a cheaper price here. And at the long run, you will be benefiting from that. So I don't think there's much to worry about right now in the market. And I mean, maybe it's because I've already been invested in crypto for almost 8 years right now, or maybe it's just the fact I just know it's going to be going higher. So, I mean, a little bit of the same for both, right? So yeah, I am really not very much scared on the market right now, and every dip we're going to be getting, I will be approaching as an opportunity. So this was it for me in today's update video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.